This tutorial goes over how to calibrate the RetroTINK-4K for playing PS1 content on the PlayStation Portable. As with other tutorials in this series, the RetroTINK-4K is an advanced scaler and you should read up on more information to learn how to use it. I'm linking the PSP section of the RetroTINK-4K wiki so you can read on. This tutorial requires a PSP 2000, PSP 3000, or PSP Go. These are the only PSP models that output to a display. It is recommended you get OEM YPB-PR component cables for this process, but you can follow along using enhanced test video as well. I also recommend modding your PSP so you can use the PS1 version of the 240p test suite for color calibration. An e-boot of the 240p test suite is linked in the description. To start, on your PSP, make your way to Settings. Go into Connected Display Settings and do the following. Set Component D-Terminal Output to Interlaced. Set Flicker Reduction to Off. Select Switch Video Output and select Yes. Load up the 240p test suite and open SMPTE color bars. Make sure the color bars are at 100%. Open the RGB component ADC setup menu by pressing the ADC button. Set samples per line to 3,432. Set decimation factor to 4. Now hit the phase button on your remote to activate the automatic phase calibrate function. This should give you the sharpest possible picture from your PSP. Hit the gain button on the remote to calibrate your colors. Go back to the main menu of the 240p test suite. Change the vertical resolution to 480i and repeat the same steps. Load up 100% SMPTE color bars. Set samples per line to 3,432. Set decimation factor to 4. And hit the phase and gain buttons on the remote to calibrate your picture. Now, when you play PS1 games, your picture is calibrated for 240p and 480i. If you are okay with generic scaling, you are done calibrating your RetroTINK-4K for PS1 games on PSP. Enjoy your games. Unlike on original hardware, the PSP scales all games to a horizontal resolution of 640, so you do not need to use the upsample rate detection feature. The following may give you a sharper picture akin to the PS1's original resolutions. If you wish to go further, you can try these decimation factors in the RGB component ADC setup menu for PS1 games that maintain constant horizontal resolutions. For 512 games, like Tekken, use decimation factor 5. For 320 games, like Metal Gear Solid, use decimation factor 8. For 256 games, like ports of Super NES games, use decimation factor 10. There is no such trick for games that are 384 pixels wide, so you should stick to the decimation factor 4 so you don't lose any details. Consider these profiles on a per game basis. If your game switches between horizontal resolutions, consider using a generic 640 resolution. You will lose sharpness, but you will retain detail in this case. You've now calibrated your RetroTINK-4K to play PS1 content on PSP. Enjoy your games.